final interviews as Secretary of State with Condoleezza Rice. Madam Secretary, welcome back to This Week.
Thank you. Good to be with you, George.
So you are not coasting in your final days, just back from India and Pakistan, of course, after those horrific attacks in Mumbai. And it was reported in the Pakistani press that you were quite tough with the Pakistanis. I want to show something that was written in Dawn, the Pakistani newspapers. It says that Rice told Pakistan there is irrefutable evidence of involvement of elements in the country in the Mumbai attacks, and that it needs to act urgently and effectively to avert a strong international response. Sources said she pushed the Pakistani leaders to take care of perpetrators, otherwise the U.S. will act. What exactly did you ask the Pakistanis to do, and will the U.S. take unilateral action if they don't?
Well, I did say to the Pakistanis that the argument that these are non-state actors is not acceptable. In fact, non-state actors acting from your territory still your responsibility. Obviously, there are issues of arrests of people who might have been involved. First, of course, to involve themselves very transparently in the investigation. There may have been support elements, not of the Pakistani government, but within Pakistan that were helping these terrorists.
There's one report that said that you asked for them to turn over and arrest the former head of Pakistani intelligence.
Well, I don't want to get too detailed about this. This is counterterrorism work, and obviously I don't want to tip their hand or ours. But this is a time when Pakistan must act. They must act in concert with India, with the United States. Great Britain is helping. The thing to remember, George, is that this is a civilian Pakistani government, democratically elected, good basis of legitimacy. They want to do the right thing. I was absolutely convinced that President Zardari, Prime Minister Gilani, the other officials with whom I spoke, understand that this is also Pakistan's fight, because Pakistan is trying to root out terrorism and terrorists within Pakistan. So I did feel that there was a good, strong commitment there, but now we have to see follow-through.
So we need to see arrests, and to be clear, if those arrests aren't made, if the perpetrators aren't brought to justice, do you believe that India has a right to take action?
I said to India that the issue here is an effective response. And I understand the frustration and the anger in India. In fact, it felt a little bit to me like the United States post 9/11. I certainly understand that. But in this case, there are actions that India could take that could make the situation worse. And we don't need
a military strike.
We don't need a crisis in South Asia. What we need is the two parties, Pakistan and India, by the way, who have developed far better relations than they had when we faced this kind of crisis in 2001, 2002. And the good thing is that I do believe that there is a desire on both sides. India and Pakistan, despite their long history, they are really not each other's primary threat and enemy.
And that's the message the United States has tried to send. But I could imagine an Indian official saying, wait a second, the United States has been sending drones over Pakistani territory, striking in Pakistan for months. Why shouldn't India be allowed to do the same?
Well, again, the regional dynamics here are important to keep in mind. We don't need something that will set off unintended consequences and a more difficult situation. And I do believe that India's leaders understand that. This is not 2001, 2002, when there was virtually no communication between the two countries. The leaders of India and Pakistan, encouraged by the United States, have gone a long way to improving their relations. In fact, the Pakistani foreign minister was in India just about the time of the attack. So I think that this is something that can be worked through, but it requires strong action, and it requires strong action now, and it requires concrete action.